What's going on YouTube? My name is Polo and you're watching Polo Vision. This is a channel where I mainly talk about various topics of life, lifestyle, fitness, business, general struggles that many people just go through on a daily basis. Today's topic is why patience is key. Now this is something that really hits home for me as I've struggled with being patient all my life. More specifically, I've been plagued with the notion that I need to become successful overnight, but have come to realize that it could not be further from the truth. I would imagine a lot of people feel the same way, especially with social media constantly pushing supercars, yachts, bikini model lifestyles onto people's feeds. This sets an unprecedented amount of pressure onto young men, in particular, who are easily influenced by what they see. This was me once upon a time. I'm in my mid to late 20s now, and I finally had the realization that success has more to do with staying disciplined, being patient, and just following the plan. Having patience plays a big key in this equation. Firstly, the game of life is a long-term game. Everyone knows the story of the tortoise and the hare, and for those of you that don't, the tortoise and the hare square off in a foot race, and the hare jumps off to a significant lead right from the start, while the tortoise is considerably slow. The hare gets some distance, but decides to take a break, so he's just chilling, eating some carrots. He decides to take a nap afterwards, not even thinking that the tortoise would ever catch up. Lo and behold, the tortoise, with his soldier mentality, keeps on strutting and manages not only to pass the hare, but finish the race with a clean first place. Life is similar to this story in a sense that if you just focus on your lane and the work you need to do to achieve the goals that you have set, you're winning no doubt. Whereas if you just focus on what others are doing, in this modern day that's peeping their social media, allowing that to knock you off your pivot, you're destined to lose. You see, the tortoise was focused on his lane. If he was focused on how far the hare had jumped ahead, he would have gotten discouraged and given up. But instead, he focused on the work that he needed to do and eventually came out with the dub. Patience also allows you to be a better person in general. What I mean by that is nowadays everyone's just in a rush and most people are impatient and too caught up with themselves. They're more focused on the finish line rather than enjoying the journey. You see, I was one of these people before where I was so caught up with the end goal that if I truly look back at the last 5 to 10 years, I really couldn't tell you that I enjoyed the journey. Sure, there were bits and pieces that I could vividly remember and enjoy, but for the most part, I was too caught up on the future rather than the now. Patience ties into being mindful and living in the moment. A patient man is a stoic man, and in today's society, that really gives you an advantage. You can cut out all the distractions and stay on your pivot. An example of this is people in road rage. I don't know where you guys live, but I see road rage all the time, and where I'm from, it's just a problem, man. And if you really think about getting so mad that you could ruin your entire day over something as small as someone cutting you off on the road, I mean, that sounds so pointless to me. People really get into physical altercations because of road rage. Let that sink in for a moment. I know some situations they warrant violence, and I'm going to say 90% of road rage incidents definitely do not warrant violence. Let's put yourself in that type of situation for a second. Imagine you're having a great day. You're about to head to the gym to get in a killer workout. You're in a good mood. The sun is out. The weather is booming. Everyone's just smiling and having a good old time. But then here comes a car in your rear view mirror going a little too fast, and eventually the car comes, cuts you off aggressively, then switches through lanes a couple of more times before speeding off. Now, most people would be angry. This guy just cut me off. Man, I'm gonna speed through, I'm gonna speed to him and cuss him off or something. You allowing yourself to get angry over such a thing would ruin your day. You were just in a great mood, enjoying the weather, going to the gym, focusing on yourself and your goals. I mean, who knows if that guy was in a rush to see a loved one in a hospital? Plus, nobody was hurt by his speeding and cutting lanes, so To be honest, the best thing to do is just to exercise your patience, smile, and keep it moving, bro. Nothing worth having comes easy. Being patient allows you to stick through the trials and tribulations when trying to achieve something notable. A personal example of this is trying to build your dream physique. This is a process that you simply cannot rush. If you wish to be in the top 10% of physiques, then you must not only do what the 10% of men with that physique are doing, but you must also have patience while embarking on this journey. Personally, I started working out more than a decade ago, and to me, I actually enjoy working out. So while I was focused on my results, I was actually more interested in being active every day simply because it just made me feel good. Now, if I cared only about the gains, then I would have likely not been able to be not been able to be consistent over the course of the last decade. And I probably would have fallen off, if I'm being honest with you, if I just only cared about that end result. I wouldn't have been able to achieve the results that I've achieved so far. This sounds counterintuitive. However, focusing on the task at hand with respect to the end goal will do far more for you than to care only about the goal and then maybe you end up falling off the grind, aka you stop doing the work that's necessary to reach that goal. Now here I'm going to put up a picture of my physique right now so you guys can see where I'm coming from and see that the proof is in the pudding here. I've met so many people that think they can achieve their dream physique in as little as 3 months. And now I'm not saying that you can't make significant gains in that time frame, especially if you really lock in, but it's extremely unlikely that you'll reach your dream physique without training for at least 2 to 3 years consistently while remaining patient. Even when it comes to things like resting, it's easy to think that maybe if I train all the time, then I'm going to get more gains. But in actuality, it's counterproductive to not rest and let your body recover so then you can make gains. Once again, patience proves to be key even in this scenario. There you guys have it. Hopefully you guys see why patience is key in the game of life. It's been a pleasure to make this video. This is the first video that I'm dropping. Please let me know what you guys think. Anything you guys may agree or disagree with, drop it in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe if you guys want to see more content like this. I'm going to be discussing a whole lot more topics similar to this one. Also, let me know if you guys have any topics that you think I should talk about. That's all for today. Keep it simple, keep it consistent, and peace.
We've lost the lead. Authorizing You don't want your kiddies speaking Russian. Fight back. Hostile spy plane established overhead. Multiple enemy spy plane contacts. Enemy spy plane inbound. Taking control.
And it's still lost. I was doing some shit though, they done really well. Definitely doing some shit though. Can I get a smaller fork?